Spokane's search for a new police chief has narrowed to a pair of potential finalists. After appearing before 5 different panels, Frank Straub of Indianapolis and Daniel Mahoney of the San Francisco Police Department emerged as the favorites in the competition.
However, one panel decided none of the candidates were qualified and asked the mayor to continue his search. In a story you saw first on KXLY4, Spokane's most experienced law enforcement reporter Jeff Humphrey shows us why and what comes next.
Well, it was pretty obvious to the people watching the candidate interviews here at Spokane City Hall that both Mahoney and Straub were able to give specific examples of how they had successfully dealt with some of the problems now facing the Spokane Police Department. Now it's all up to what type of chief Spokane's mayor is looking for.
We're here today to ask our police chief candidates questions submitted by the community.
Captain Daniel Mahoney impressed the panels with his pledge to provide better customer service to Spokane citizens.
We all have to be fair, ethical, professional, and competent. And we need to go about, our number one job is public service. And my standard line was, it's not public entitlement, it's public service.
Mahoney knew about our recent upswing in violence in downtown and knew what crime-busting tactics had worked for him in San Francisco.
Anytime you have an increase in violence, that calls for a two-pronged approach. It calls for an immediate response, and then it calls for preventative education for how other people not to be a victim.
Frank Straub was recruited by the mayor for his experience with metro policing, but Straub also conceded that sometimes mistakes are made in the fast-paced world of police work and that sometimes departments have to offer apologies.
Finding the biggest critics of the police department and engaging them in the process. You can't run away from your critics. Instead, you have to engage them, and you have to listen to their concerns.
Straub also said he feels winning the war against crime starts with our kids by shaping their perceptions of police and staying within the limits of the law.
You need to be in the schools. I think that's critically important because we need to connect with our young people really from late grammar school, middle school, and certainly through high school, and have that connection.
Some of the panels made specific recommendations to the mayor. One group wrote, "As City Hall seeks reform, he should offer the job to Straub. If the mayor thinks healing the community is important, then he should hire Mahoney for his people skills." George Market is a former deputy chief for the Rochester, New York Police Department. His answers he gave here in Spokane were so brief, the panel ran out of questions. And one panel did something really surprising. The group, comprised of retired and current law enforcement personnel from around eastern Washington, including Spokane Sheriff, found that none of these candidates were qualified for our police chief job and asked the mayor to keep on searching. Reporting at City Hall, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.